Good morning, everyone. This is Minute, or Minute Havoc from Twitch. It is Monday morning right now, October 26th, 2020, and we have some exciting in-game news for War of the Visions. We're going to go check that out and talk about what it means for what's coming up in the game. So the first big piece of news is we are getting our UR Halloween Vision card, and it's being paired with the UR Mask of Deceit card and the Bloody Moon Esper MR card. So this is big news because it means that Gumi is looking to condense the schedule a little bit. Normally these cards in JP came out after the release of Skal, who we have not received yet. And so this might mean that we have some additional condensing coming up. In particular, I've seen a lot of speculation online that if they moved the Mask of Deceit card and the Bloody Moon card to pair with the Exorcist card, that might mean we get Skal and Howlett together next week, which would be a significant change from what people were expecting. But would shorten the time frame and allow us to still get Final Fantasy IV before a Christmas event in December. So that's some pretty big news. Other big news here, right? So if we scroll down and we take a look at this card, we'll see that it looks like it is pretty similar to the JP card. It has the slash resist piercing rate up on the party ability. I would expect it will be the same as what JP got in terms of percentage. And it also has the Great Sword equipable main jobs get a defense piercing rate up, which is also what the JP card has. So I expect that percentage to also be the same. The big thing missing from the JP card is it does not have the 3-hit slash chaining ability granted. Which we sort of expected because the War of the Visions code base does not currently support vision cards granting abilities like that. And until we receive that larger updates to the game, we probably won't see this card get buffed to include that. What's really exciting here to me is this limited bestowed effects activation requirement Oldoa only, where it grants her Man-Eater up. I don't believe that comes with, that comes on the card in JP, and it's a potentially really nice bonus for running this card with Oldoa, which would be really cool. I really like this trend they're starting to set of giving these cards bonuses that might benefit underutilized units in order to improve their power. And I could see Man-Eater being a huge buff to Oldoa Drain Force builds in particular, which could be really cool here. And this is, again, going to be a limited time card. So if you're an Oldoa fan, you will want to try really hard to get this card while you can. Moving on down, we do see the mention here of the global update, as well as a promise that this card will be updated with the effects missing from the Japanese version down the road, which is also excellent and really good to know. The Mask of Deceit card here is going to grant a party ability of Missile Resist up, which will be, I believe, the first UR card to grant missile resistance to the party. So that should be nice if you're having trouble with double gunner builds. It's also going to grant Man-Eater to the unit that equips the card, which will again be very nice for PvP. And then it is also receiving some limited bestowed effects that are global upgrades here, which is again really cool. We see that Glaciella and Victoria will gain Pierce attack up on this card, which could be really nice for you, especially if you are having trouble with Frederica's one-shotting your Glaciella. This could be a good alternative card to put on your Glaciella, get some of that additional missile resist up, give her Man-Eater and Pierce attack for extra damage, and maybe with this card she can survive those Frederica barrages and sharp shots that I'm sure are giving all of you Glaciella runners a fit. And then I think this one's also really interesting. This card grants wind resistance up and hate up for Mont, which is actually really interesting to me because suddenly you've got this card that you can put on Mont instead of Vow of Love. He's going to have hate, and he gets this wind resist up, which is going to be huge for him against some of the units that he's been struggling against, like Lucia, right? One of the biggest reasons Mont fell out of the meta as a tank was that Lucia absolutely shredded him. But with missile resist up, and wind resist up, and hate on this card, this could actually be a really good card if these values are high enough for making Mont viable as a tank again. Into Lucia. So this could be a great card to pick up if you are a free-to-play player or a minnow who's still using Mont as a tank because maybe you haven't pulled Engelbert or Warrior of Lights. There aren't exactly a lot of tanks in the game, so this could be really interesting. Scrolling down, we have the Bloody Moon card, and this is going to be an MR card that gives area attack resistance up to the party. This is going to be good for anyone who did not pick up Death Machine. I know I pulled a little bit for him, but was not interested in Warrior of Light, so I did not go too hard, and so I ended up missing out on Death Machine. This could be a decent substitute card for that, depending on the percentages. I have not looked it up, so I am unsure. For bestowed effects, accuracy up and agility down. While the agility down is unfortunate, it is always good to see things adding accuracy because evasion has yet to leave the meta as far as I've been able to see. I know I struggle against some of those really heavy evasion comps, and so this could be a great option for someone looking to build a tankier team that can maybe hit a little bit better. And then, of course, this is going to come with the Esper, which I don't know a whole lot about offhand. Maybe I'll dive into it for a later video. We will see. And then, of course, we have the Beast Den update here, so people will be able to go get their free extra viz from defeating that content, which is always nice. In the weekly campaigns here, we're seeing the continuation of our login bonus, which is going to be our standard 2,500 viz a week, which is always nice to see those continuing. And then not too much more exciting in here. And then, of course, we have an arena campaign where we can earn double arena medals, which will always be nice because we've been getting some of those nice shards and other types of things in the arena medal shops. So that'll be good to see. Of course, we get a new story chapter here, so lots of viz for everyone again next week as well. It looks like we'll seeing maybe this new character who we haven't seen before in the game. She looks sort of cool, so I'm curious to see what role she will play in the story. And then we've got a continuation of Secret Book Farm. So we're getting Sword, Great Sword, and Axe. Axe is probably a little less interesting unless you've been farming Golden Blade this week, but Sword and Great Sword books are always good to have in excess. So that'll be the big farm of the week. And then the part that I'm really excited about is we've got a return of the Porcelain Tower here. And this is probably my favorite content in the game so far. I really enjoyed the first Porcelain Tower. I didn't like the mechanics in Midlight's Deep as much with the darkness. I felt like it was, while it was thematic for the game, it was really annoying not being able to tell where you were actually placing your guys until you had started to defeat some things. I found that most of the time, by the time the level started to actually light up, I had already cleared most of it. So I wasn't a fan of Midlight's Deep, but Porcelain Tower should be a lot of fun. And if I remember correctly, this will be the first time we have a 30-floor Porcelain Tower. I don't think it will talk about the actual number or what the reward is, but I believe this is going to be the Siren Tower, where Siren is the boss at the end of it, and you can get the water ring, which is a really good piece of equipment from this. Oh yeah, the tide ring right here, the accessory. That is a great piece of equipment. Definitely try to get that if you can. And of course, if you have Rain and you did not get Crimson Saber, this is your chance to do a little catch up here. And try to pick that up. Hopefully you farmed some of the Sacred Tree Sap on the previous events, so you will be in good shape to build that piece of gear. One of the things that's really interesting about the fact that we are getting the tower this week is in JP, the tower came after Skull was already released, and he's a lightning mage, and my understanding from listening to some of the content of other streamers like Umbra Rays, who plays in JP, that there is a floor in the tower that is really geared towards wanting a strong lightning mage to help clear it. So the fact that we don't have Skull means that you're really going to want a leveled up Salir for that. Unless they've changed the tower content around a little bit, that could be interesting for folks that have not built up their Salirs. I know I have not, and so I'm curious to see how painful that floor is actually going to be for me. But I'm hopeful I will still be able to clear the tower at least twice. And I will probably try to post some videos of that later this week. And then we have this Porcelain Tower release commemoration quest, which looks interesting. Clear every day and get 10 unit shards. So I'm curious what exactly that means. Does that mean we're going to get 8 levels and you pick one? Or what exactly does that mean? It would seem to me that if you've got Gilgamesh and Superstern and are building them, that they become the obvious targets here. So can I really pick up 10 Superstern shards from here? I don't know. So we'll have to see exactly how this works. But it could be really a nice little bonus for anyone trying to build some of these units. Tower Metal Exchange Shop, of course, where you can exchange your tower metals to get the stuff to build the tide ring. So that'll be nice. I'll be curious to see if you have to pay Viz in order to craft the tide ring by clearing the tower a third time, or if you'll have enough after just the one clear. It'll be a little obnoxious if you don't have enough to do it without a third clear. So hopefully they don't do that to us again. And that appears to be all of our news for the day. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you're as excited as I am about the new content, as well as the direction that they are going with buffing some of these older units with vision cards. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this news update as a whole. And I'm looking forward to seeing if anything else surprising comes up with the Tuesday night maintenance and updates. So thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And please be sure to like and subscribe below. And check me out on Twitch sometime when I'm streaming under the name Minute Havoc. Goodbye.